Welcome back to AATV. I'm your host Tom Anvil Hibberd, and today we're going to start a new series looking at the C2R products. C2R are a small, high-end tactical manufacturing company based in Hereford in England. They supply some of the world's best fighting forces, most notably those balcony insertion specialists, also based in Hereford. They are perhaps best known, however, for supplying the tactical gear to the UK's CTFSO, that awesome grey kit you've seen kicking about for the last few years. As I said, they're a small UK-based design and manufacturing company. I had the opportunity a few months ago to head down to their HQ and see what they're all about. I found it incredibly interesting. They're very agile, and I would akin them to a product design, prototyping and manufacturing house. Because of their size, they're able to rapidly innovate, change and modify the equipment that they're producing. Up to this point, it's been very difficult to get hold of their stuff. They've been way too busy supplying customers. However, coming up soon, probably by the time you're watching this, C2R will be launching their new customer-facing website where you'll be able to go and directly buy some of their kit for the first time. We're going to be talking about some of these items, starting off today with their shooter's belt. Keep an eye on the channel in the next few days as I'll be releasing a series on some of the products I've been able to get my hands on. So full disclosure, this shooter's belt and all the other items we're going to be talking about in the upcoming series were sent to me for testing, evaluation and review. I did not pay for them. However, I've not been paid to make these reviews, and my opinion is mine and mine alone. Also, I'm an airsofter. I never have been a serving soldier. I don't have any relevant military experience. So my perspective is from many years in the outdoors and many years, 20 plus, playing airsoft. The last caveat we're going to be talking about is I've only just received some of these items. I haven't had the chance to extensively test them yet. So what I'm mainly going to be talking about is some of the features and benefits I can see just by having a look at them. What we will do is follow up these reviews in a few months' time when both myself and a couple of colleagues have had a really good chance to spend some time working with the kit, fighting in it and living in it. Okay, that all being said, let's get on with it. So this is the new C2R shooter's belt. The format will be quite familiar to many of you, particularly if you've used a shooter's belt before. There's an inner and an outer belt. The inner belt goes through your belt loops, much like the one I'm wearing. However, there's a layer of loop Velcro on the outside. The outer belt attaches via Velcro onto that inner belt. The inner belt is quite flexible and you can happily wear it all day, and I have been doing frequently for the last couple of months, and can just be used as a standard trousers belt. The outer belt is one of the stiffest I've ever come across. It's made from 2 layers of parachute grade webbing that sandwich a layer of polypropylene, and then the whole thing is stitched together. Because of that, it is extremely stiff and it will not crush or roll. It takes a lot of force even just to move it a tiny bit. This makes it a very stable place to put pouches and heavy items like pistols. Further stitched onto the belt is C2R's laminate, which has the loops laser cut into it. So these are micro PALS loops, or mollets it's more commonly known, which allows you to attach a variety of pouches to the belt. Now, I wouldn't use this for large load carrying. It's great kind of fight-like principle, or as a range belt, or if you're carrying kit elsewhere on you. So this is for your kind of mission critical essentials. I sometimes see people really loading these up. Personally, I wouldn't. If you're looking to do that, go for another solution. However, this can take a fair bit of load. This laminate is extremely strong. I've had no problems with it in the few months I've had it. And the stitching they've used is incredibly tough. So I watched one of these being stitched in the facility. Amazing bit of kit. And you can see just how tightly the stitching has been made through the 2 layers of webbing, the polypropylene and the laminate skin. Laminate laser cut products are getting more popular now, and they've replaced the more traditional sewn webbing loops like on this belt. There are 2 types of loop on the belt, and you can see them here. One has 3 channels. This one is slightly different. Let's take a carabiner or a drop loop. Although the belt is really stiff, I've had no problems wearing it in use. It's been super comfortable, and actually it stops things moving around and stops things digging in. So the stiffer belt, in my experience, is more comfortable than a more flexible belt. That will entirely depend on your use. Some people like a more flexible belt. Personally, I'm really happy with the level of stiffness that I've got here. Particularly from an airsoft's point of view, when you start using things like gas blowback magazines, which weigh quite a lot, they can start to twist and deform a softer belt. The belt is load rated. Not so important for airsofters, but for real world users, much more so. For airsofters, we don't really have to worry about taking a tumble out the side door of a Black Hawk. If you're a real world user, that's probably of a lot more importance to you, which means you can clip in to a vehicle or to an airframe if you need to. As an airsofter, it's quite nice knowing that I can. The buckle used is an Austrian Alpin. Manufacturers rate it to 18 kilonewtons. This buckle is probably really familiar to a lot of you. For those that aren't, you need to depress both of these buttons in order to release the belt. Just one won't do it. It's very unlikely that the belt will come undone in use. And locking it up, there's a really nice positive click. This buckle also has a D-ring, which is retained by this little nice webbing loop. And this is where you clip onto the airframe or a vehicle if you're in danger of getting thrown out or falling. When not in use, that can just be tucked away nicely. The buckle has a degree of articulation, so it can also move around as you flex and move during your activities. This example is an L. At the moment, my waist size, depending on where I buy my clothes from, is somewhere between a 34 and a 36. It's adjustable by this side of the buckle, and you've got quite a degree of adjustment there, depending on what part of the year you're in, whether you're bulking or cutting, whether you've lost a bit of weight recently, and also what clothing you're wearing. So in the summer, you can tighten it right down, and then if you're in the winter, you're going to open it up to get it over cold weather clothing. So I'm just going to pop the belt on, and we'll talk about it some more. So we've talked about the intro. The inner belt is adjusted via Velcro and replaces your normal trouser belt. Onto that, we place the outer belt. Okay, so this is the belt on. As you've seen, inner belt, outer belt, Velcroed on top. Really comfortable to wear, no problems moving around in it. This is a Safariland holster, and there's no problems drawing from it, and I don't even have the leg strap on. Click with the belt on, the holster really doesn't move around very much. Really not a problem. It's also easy to draw magazines from, and you know they're going to stay in the place where you want them at all times. This belt is in multicam, comes in a variety of colours. I'll pop those down on the screen for you. And I'm not entirely sure of a price yet, as the website yet to go live, but I'll pop that down in the description as soon as I find out. And again, we can see just how stiff the belt is and how hard it is to try and crush it and roll it. And I can't without going absolutely mental. Fantastic quality belt made in Britain by a great manufacturer who are really interested in driving the design and technology of their products forward. If you want to take a look, head over to their new website, link in the description, and see what you think. Thanks for watching AATV. I've been your host, Tom Anvil Hibberd, looking at the C2R shooter's belt. We've got lots more to come on these products in the near future, so keep an eye out for those episodes. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.